Hello everyone, Storm11 here. Today we'll be checking out my September 2021 forecast here. This will include the temperature, precipitation, and also the overall forecast. We'll also check out some of the long-range model guidance and also the Climate Prediction Center's forecasts as well. So we're going to get started with my forecast here, and you do see we're probably going to be a little bit more conservative on this forecast here, but there's definitely a couple noticeable things here. One of those things is to cross the upper plains in the Great Lakes region. That's where we'll see some slight below average temperatures. That's where we'll see multiple cold fronts that be moving through across these regions there. You get some decent cool downs up there that can lead to slight below average temperatures. This includes northeastern North Dakota, northern Minnesota, most of Wisconsin, and also Michigan as well. And then areas in the that's not shaded in any color here, pretty much it's just your typical average temperatures pretty much is all it is. So it includes the northeast, it goes down to parts of the Ohio Valley and Tennessee Valley, then parts of the plains, and also goes up to the high plains as well. Then you move a little further to the south here. It's where we're going to run into slightly above average temperatures. That's where the Bermuda High may try to take some control across these areas in here, bringing in some warmer conditions across these areas in here. And I can keep you guys on the warm side here. Now, some also been hinting on may go a little closer to shore here. We'll see about that. But generally speaking here, I think you guys will experience some slightly above average temperatures. Now, a little bit more noticeable as you get further to the west here, there's going to be a ridge of high pressure built out here, and that's going to bring in some warmer conditions out here. And it's been like that for the last several months now. You do have a bullseye of above average temperatures, which includes parts of Utah, northeastern Nevada, far northern Arizona, southeastern part of Oregon, and also southwestern Idaho as well. And I had thoughts of expanding to most of the northwest, but then again, I think of being a little more conservative on this forecast here, and that's where we kind of have the better confidence right now. So probably we're going to likely experience some above average temperatures in that area as well. So let's check out the precipitation forecast here. There's definitely a couple of noticeable areas in here. So we'll start from the west here. And then again here, areas that's not shading any color, just your typical average precipitation here. And across parts of Utah, parts of Nevada, southern Idaho, southwestern Wyoming, and the western part of Colorado. So we're going to experience slightly below average precipitation here. Again, with that ridge, it's going to be out here. That's going to keep you guys mostly on the dry side of things. And unfortunately, this is not good news for any wildfires out here that's currently going on. I think that's likely to continue throughout most of the month of September. Who knows when we're going to see a pattern change where we can finally get some systems out here. But it doesn't seem like September will be the month for that for right now. We'll go a little further east here. Another noticeable area, slightly above average precipitation across parts of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and southern Alabama. This part we're going to have some increased tropical activity down there. And that's where I kind of have probably the better confidence for more tropical activity, possibly more landfalls, as well. Maybe at least one tropical system down here can get you guys to slightly above average precipitation. So you got kind of couple of steering factors. You do have a trough to be to the north here. They may try to bring a little further east. We'll see about that. But at the same time here, there'll be a Bermuda high that's going to be out here, and that can lead to these tropical systems kind of go on the western part of the Gulf of Mexico. But unfortunately, this is first of the same areas that get hit hard by Hurricane Ida not long ago. Another noticeable area across parts of Florida, southeast of Georgia, parts of South Carolina, and parts of North Carolina. It's where we're going to experience slightly below average precipitation. Now, this is really due to the fact that we're going to have the Bermuda High nearby, and there may be times where it may be close enough to the coast here, and that may keep you guys mostly on the dry side here. Plus, with that Bermuda High that's going to be out here, that's going to keep those tropical systems away from these areas in here. And also at the same time here with these troughs to the north here, even to the northeast as well. That's going to keep these tropical systems away from those areas as well. So I think you guys may stay a little bit on the dry side out there. May kind of going back and forth with slight below average or just generally average there to be safe, but I think you guys may be slightly on the dry side. But keep in mind that you can still see some rain. It's just compared to average here, it may be a little bit below average than the average rainfall. So don't worry, you guys can still see some rain there during September, no doubt about it. Then we got this large area slightly above average precipitation. So this is where we're going to have these active cold fronts that can bring in multiple rounds of showers, maybe a couple thunderstorms as well. Maybe the better shot severe weather probably on the further severed side here, but the chances of it will be low due to having trouble with getting some moisture up here. We're getting to that time of year where moisture and instability will be a little bit of a limiting factor across those regions. So we may have to watch for that as well. This does expand into parts of the Great Lakes in the Northeast. And then you notice this area right in here. Let's zoom in a little bit. So we got an area of above average precipitation, which includes parts of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. And then you got an area of well above average rainfall. This does include the event that we had, that significant flooding event. It's a once in a 200-year event that we had there. And that brought you guys already well above average precipitation. Unfortunately, you guys experienced a lot of rain, and then again, that technically happened in August 1st, so it technically includes into this forecast here. So you guys will likely experience well above average precipitation. Well, you guys are already there at this point, so there's a good chance that's going to verify as well. So that's the precipitation side of things. Let's go to the overall forecast here, and we'll go from west to east here. So in this tan color here, that's where we're going to experience warm conditions. I think it'll be hot at times as well, especially in those desert regions. But I think wildfires will likely continue here across these regions, unfortunately. Definitely looks like there's not really going to be much of any relief anytime soon here throughout September, so those wildfires will likely continue. Even the similar situation in areas in the hot and dry region, that's where that ridge of high pressure will kind of stick around there, and that'll keep you guys on the hot and dry side of things there, which does include parts of Oregon, Idaho, Nevada, Utah, southwestern Wyoming, and western Colorado. Then you go a little further south. This is where we're going to have monsoons. Monsoon season does continue into September, or monsoon season, I should say. We're going to have this ridge of high pressure. It's just going to be north here. That's going to bring in some of that moisture here for the Gulf of Mexico, and that can bring you guys just enough moisture to get some monsoons going across those regions as well. Areas in the white here, that's where we're going to have some mountain snow here. Very typical to get some mountain snow in some of these regions here during the September time frame. And I think there may be a chance of mountain snow across parts of Washington as well. But I think the better opportunity to see mountain snow will be on the east side of this high pressure system that'll be right here. You probably get some moisture from parts of British Columbia there. You may get a couple systems that may roll by as well. Areas in the gray here, just average really. That includes parts of Montana, Wyoming, eastern Colorado, western Nebraska, southwestern South Dakota, most of Kansas, into parts of Missouri. So we're going to experience some average temperatures, average precipitation, average temperatures. Pretty self-explanatory. Areas in the yellow here, this is where we're going to experience a flip-flop pattern here. With these multiple cold fronts coming through here, you'll have a chance of a cool blast, and then things will warm up, and then another cool blast. So it's kind of a flip-flop type of pattern across these regions here. So you'll have wet periods, you'll have dry periods, and you'll have cool periods and warm periods. See why I kind of say there. So these areas here will experience a flip-flop type pattern, which even includes across parts of the Northeast, where some of those areas may change a little bit, where I'm also been indicating a Bermuda high may try to build and may keep you guys on the warmer side of things instead of the cooler side of things. So we'll watch for that as well. Then areas in the dark blue, that's where we have cool blasts. And most of these cold fronts can bring us with cool blasts. Some of them could be chilly as well. You may start to see some of your first frost advisories across parts of North Dakota and Minnesota, maybe into parts of upper Michigan as well. It's getting to that time of year that we'll start to see some frost advisories across those regions there. So it could get on the chilly side of things up there as well. Let's move a little further south here, areas in the orange. So this includes the several plains, the mid-Mississippi River Valley, and across parts of the deep south. So we're going to experience some warm conditions, and there'll be your stormy periods. With the Gulf of Mexico being warm, you guys could get some moisture. You could get some periods of showers and thunderstorms as well, and these will probably be mostly scattered in nature as well. Then areas in the pink here, that's where we're going to have tropical activity. Then again, a couple steering factors. One of those will be the Bermuda High and also the troughing as well. And then again, that troughing may bring it a little further to the east. We'll see about that. We're already watching a tropical system in the northwestern or the southwestern part of the Caribbean. That may go up to the Gulf of Mexico very soon. So we'll have to watch for that system as well. Areas in the brown here, that's where we experience warm and dry conditions for the most part. Again, with that Bermuda High kind of building in, that can keep you guys at least warm. But the dry side of things, I think you guys may say a little bit dry. But then again, I think you guys could still see some rain across these regions here as well. So just keep in mind that. But then again, I think you guys may say a little bit dry, but you guys could still see some rain. The last area is the New England states, cool and wet here, and typically with temperatures here, you guys are usually on the cool side of things, and it's going to be wet here. With these multiple low pressure systems passing through here, you guys will experience some rain out of those systems as well. It's going to be a pretty active pattern across parts of the Northeast as well. So that's my forecast pretty much done with. Let's check out the weather models. So this is the CFS model here, and I think we're just going to stick with MSOP anomalies. This kind of tells you where low pressure systems and high pressure systems may be a little bit more common. The blue colors is where some of your low pressure systems could go by and could be a little bit more common, which is across the northeast. Like I said, with the cool and wet area, you guys could probably see some wet conditions and also be on the cooler side of things as well. Again, with these low pressure systems passing by, you get these cold fronts across these regions here, and that can bring in some cool blasts across parts of the northern plains and the Great Lakes as well, even for the upper Midwest as well. And then the areas in the yellow, or not yellow, the orange and red colors, that's where high pressure systems may be a little bit more common. With high pressure being a little bit more common across parts of Utah and Colorado, around that bubble there, is where things will stay on the drier side of things, and it'll probably stay pretty warm, probably on the hot side of things, especially on the west side of this high pressure system as well. And also, this high pressure system can bring in some moisture from the Gulf of Mexico as well, brings it to across parts of Arizona and New Mexico, so monsoons will probably continue across those regions as well. What's also very interesting by the CFS model here is shows actually an area of high pressure may be a little bit common across the Gulf of Mexico, but not too common as well. So that's very interesting. If that's the case there, we may be safe from the tropics there across most of the United States, because with these low pressure systems up here, that's going to keep the East Coast mostly protected here as well. So, but don't be surprised to see at least a couple tropical systems may try to impact across parts of the Gulf Coast states as well. Again, better confidence will probably be across these regions right in here as well. Let's check out the Kansas model. Now, this is a little bit different here, but the CFS model does a little better job than Kansas model, in my opinion. But there is some similarities. One of those similarities is the Northeast. It does show low pressure systems can be pretty common across parts of the Northeast, bringing in cool and wet conditions. But also shows some low pressure systems may be a little bit more common. That may be part of the monsoon season across those areas in there, so that could lead to some above average precipitation. But it also shows not a high pressure system in the Utah and New Mexico or the Colorado area. But I think high pressure will still stick around here. I checked out the GFS ensembles, and it still shows a ridge of high pressure still sticking around in those areas, at least till mid September. It may change later on down the road, but most models agree on high pressure will probably still stick around there. So we'll probably stick with that for right now. But you also do notice here, high pressure may be a little bit more common across parts of Cuba and the Bahamas. That may keep them guys safe from the tropics. But on the far southern end there, you do see here where some of those tropical systems may try to go, and that's the Western Gulf here. And if this is correct here, you may have tropical systems track something like this, so that could bring in some big impacts across parts of the Gulf Coast states. So the Gulf Coast states still needs to watch on the tropics here. September is typically active, but I think most systems from the main development region, which is way off the screen, will probably stay mostly as fish storms because of these troughs, and plus the Bermuda High will probably stay pretty far to the east as well. But the biggest part will be these big troughs that move in across parts of the northeast, and that will keep those storms away from the United States. Although they may try to affect parts of Bermuda as well. So that's the weather models. That's their thoughts. Let's check out the Climate Prediction Center's thoughts. And pretty interesting forecast, I gotta say here. And there's parts I do agree here. One of those things, if we check out temperatures, the West is having a decent probability of above normal temperatures. I do agree with that. I do disagree a little bit with the Northeast having a low end chance. I think you guys may have the opportunity, may stay closer to average, maybe even a chance for slight below average with those active low pressure systems passing by across those regions. What's also very interesting is how they got a slightly below average region across, kind of going along the Mississippi River Valley in areas a little further to the east. That will give an indication that tropical activity may be active across those areas in there. And you do see here by the precipitation, it does show an area of above average precipitation across those regions as well. And checking out the precipitation again, you can see our monsoon season may stay a little bit on the active side across parts of Arizona and New Mexico as well. And they do have it a little bit to the north, including parts of Colorado, which is interesting. But also does have the northwest being on the drier side, which I can agree with that as well. Then again, a bullseye of well above normal precipitation across parts of the Mid-Atlantic Northeast. Then again, that's part of the big significant flooding event that happened across those regions as well. So that kind of includes it to the forecast as well. But overall, I mostly agree with their forecast there. Pretty much overall. But anyways, guys, that's all for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you already like my channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications so you never miss an upload. If you guys have questions about this, put the comment section down below. I answer you guys' questions. Oh yeah, by the way, this is probably going to be the last video till Monday. Labor Day weekend's coming up, so I'll be camping. I'll be leaving tomorrow on Friday, and I'll be back here on Monday. So hopefully I could get a video out by Labor Day on Monday. But that was a little short announcement. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.